Hello, hello, hello everybody, and welcome to Hearthstone with me, Wizard. And tonight, we're just going to work on some quests, have a little bit of fun, and chat about some upcoming changes to Hearthstone. First and foremost that I want to address while we're waiting for a match is the upcoming change to the Quest Rogue deck archetype. The change in the Rogue's Quest, A Cavern Below, or the Caverns Below, whatever it's called. Everybody knows Quest Rogue. A lot of people like playing it. A lot of people hate seeing it. Personally, I'm kind of in the mid-ground. I played it.
The light shall bring victory.
My hammer burns with holy fire.
Excuse me. Dang. Like I was saying, that's a really good curve. I'm going to keep that. But as I was saying, I'm kind of in the mid-ground. I've played it. I've played against it. I don't care for playing it because, to me, it is a very odd mechanic that playing it does not seem very much fun. It's the same deck. You pretty much have to have specific cards in your deck in order to get the quest to trigger. And after that, after you get it, it's all well and good. But my point is, I'll take Sunkeeper. My point about it is not a very fun mechanic for me. I don't care for it. I don't care for playing it. Same as playing against it. When the Quest Rogue was pretty much controlling the meta, I would see a rogue as my opponent. It was 100% guaranteed it was a Quest Rogue. And I'd concede, because even if I stood a chance of winning, I still would concede. Yes, you can argue, well, you just gave the rogue an easy win. Yes, that is true. However, like I said before, it was a very non-fun deck.
Burn.
For me personally to play and play against. I just didn't care for the rogue deck. You know, a lot of people argue, say it's a really good deck. It is. The mechanic for some people could be fun, but personally, just not my thing. And they're changing. Oh, excuse me. They're changing it from summoning 4 minions of the same name to summoning 5 minions of the same name, which to me I think is a very balanced change to it. Should have been the way the card was first printed, because there are a lot of reasons. The aesthetics of the card. It's 5 mana quests, or one mana to play the quest. Okay, granted. Costs 5 to cast it, to make all of your minions 5/5. Okay, not a huge deal. You know, so it is what it is, you know. That being said, you know, I just didn't care for it. But I think it is fitting that they're changing it to 5 minions, because, you know, going up against a quest rogue, turn 1 they play their quest, turn 2 they play something, and they return it to their hand. You know, very possible they could play 2 cards of the same name and bounce it to their hand.
Not on my watch. Not on my watch. Reporting for duty.
And to me, turn 3, they play it twice again. The quest is done. Turn 4, they prep out their spell and have a bunch of 5/5 minions. And you just are destroyed. Turn 6. Turn 5 even. You know, turn 4, turn 5. You're done, you know, and there's no real defense against it. So, you know,
This is my responsibility.
to me,
This is my responsibility.
if you're playing a deck like I'm playing now, it's turn 7, I would have lost already. You know, and this is kind of more of a control type deck, and it's one of the more fun, to me, type of decks to play, even if I lose with this deck archetype. So, you know, I'm glad that they're changing, to me, what I would call a very broken game mechanic. And to me, it's broken for one reason mainly. It was a very polarizing experience, you know, and
This is my responsibility.
there just wasn't. I mean, you could either win against it or you lost, and that was it basically. There's no real middle ground to Quest Rogue. You can either win or you lose, and you do so in a way that is very very polarizing.
This is
And
my
there's no real strategy against it. But anyhow, with that being said, they're changing it. Me personally, I'm happy to see the change. I think it will allow other decks to have a bit more of a chance on the ladder. Of course, yes, there's still Jade Druid, and there's still the hyper aggro decks that will just come out and just pound your face. You know, and there's not much you can really do about that. So, that being said,
This jungle hides many secrets.
it is what it is.
a demo.
And that's pretty much all there is to it. So,
Well played.
anyhow, another thing that I'm really excited about that I want to talk about is the new upcoming expansion in August, Knights of the Frozen Throne. And I watched the I watched the trailers for it, and I've been desperately hoping that we will have a Death Knight hero class. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear that we're going to get that. You know, it might change last minute. They might be saying, they might release it as like a surprise and say, oh, you guys wanted one, ta-da. You know, which would be awesome. You know, I think that would be very cool. And personally, I would love to see a Death Knight character. Death Knight hero class. But, speaking of heroes, they're releasing a new type of card, the hero card. And, you know, if we don't get the Death Knight as a choosable class, it seems like they're trying to follow the lore of World of Warcraft, where a character is the character that they are, you know, and then they die and they're resurrected as a Death Knight. So I think that's what the theme that they're trying to do with this is. Oh, I'll take another forgery. I'm not gonna hesitate there at all. But, you know, you play your deck, you have the hero card in your deck, you're playing, say, a paladin, blah blah blah, like this matchup here, and you choose to play the hero card, and it changes your deck into, or changes your hero into something like a Death Knight character. After, you know, after you make your play and whatnot,
This is my responsibility. The battle. Reporting for duty. Reporting for duty.
and yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see what hero cards will come out for each class, because I'm assuming that they're going to be class specific, and if so, that'll be actually really cool.
Follow the rule. The battle. The battle. The battle. The battle.
And I can't wait to see what they do. I think it'll be neat.
Reporting for duty.
I think it'll be a cool mechanic that will change how a lot of games are played. And they look very powerful. They look really powerful if they can be pulled off in the right spot. But then again, of course, what's the hunter thing that changes his hero power? Instead of dealing 2 damage, it
You pay. The battle. I protect.
it does something. Anyhow, it basically changes the hunter's hero power, beast something, to give +2/+2 to a beast in play. You know, and that's pretty neat. I like that effect.
Elune, guide my lands.
And this guy here is kind of a pain in the butt.
Should have paid. This is my responsibility. Reporting for duty.
But anyhow, I'm excited to see the hero cards and a new deck, or a new card power, you know, a new power for a card, a new effect is what I want to say, lifesteal. That that I think you're going to see a lot of those in like Reno Jackson decks and Kazakus decks and things like that. And the heal meta is going to become insane, I think. And that's just going to...
Should have paid.
That's just going to make things crazy. And yes, although I think they are going to be really cool, damn, I wanted to play that. But anyhow, I think the lifesteal is going to be pretty cool. It's going to add a lot of depth to a lot of different meta in the game. And to me, anything that can change the meta for the better is a good thing to me, you know? And I'm excited. I'm excited to see the changes. I'm excited to see what new kinds of decks are going to come out and all that. But to focus on the match that we're on here, I think we're actually doing pretty good. This is going to allow me to basically clear his field and return a powerful minion back to the board again. Oh, what a jerk. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Burn.
Sure, why not?
Reporting for duty.
I'll put him back out again and refresh my weapon.
Minions, servants, soldiers of the cold dawn, obey the call of Hellraiser.
Yeah.
To battle!
Burn.
I'll take the damage there. I need to draw another 2-cost minion.
What? They fell off a truck. You pay, I protect.
Reporting for duty.
Burn.
Interesting. Yeah, he wins.
Well played.
Oh well. That is good enough. It's not a win, but Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed hanging out, talking about some upcoming changes. Oh, there's one change that I forgot to mention anything about, and that is the change to the way packs are going to be once you purchase them. And I'm excited about that because we've all had the frustration of opening a pack and seeing a legendary, the yellow glow signifying you got a legendary, cracking open the pack and it's a duplicate. Yes, the 400 dust is a good thing, but a lot of us, I think, would rather see a legendary that we don't have than get the 400 dust. 400 dust means an epic that we didn't have before, but 1600 dust compared to 1400 dust, or 1600 dust compared to 400 dust, there's a big gap there. And a new legendary that you didn't have before, 1600 dust that you didn't have to spend, and that's pretty awesome. Okay, there's no guarantee that it'll be a good legendary, whatever. But if you have been playing and have collected a bunch of the mediocre and, let's just say, bad legendaries, or legendaries that you don't need or don't want, with every legendary that you get that you don't want, chances go up for the next legendary to be one that you do want. So I'm really happy about that change. And I've opened packs where I have gotten 3 or 4 of the same common card. And that's another change that they're going to be doing, that you will get no more than 2 of the same card in each pack that you open. So that's a pretty cool change too. And in those very rare chances where you open a pack that has 2, maybe 3 legendaries, this happened to me once. I opened a pack and got 2 legendaries. They were both the same legendary. They were both ones that I didn't have already, so one was useful, but I got a legendary and a copy of it in the same hand. So 2000 dust for a pack, is pretty good. But if that ever happens again in the future, if you get 2 legendaries, they're more likely going to be 2 different legendaries. So, but I hope you enjoyed hanging out and chatting with me about the new changes upcoming. And if you liked the video, make sure you hit the thumbs up, give me a like, and if you're new, subscribe to my channel. And this is Wizard, and I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one. Bye-bye.